Welcome to Kingdom Builders Ministry, where we all are taking the gospel of Jesus Christ to the marketplace, one spiritual day at a time. I come to the conclusion that our nation has a struggle with its identity. And the thing about the identity of our nation is that your identity should be progressive. Your identity should be pressing towards the mark. We as individuals have an identity, and when we all come together, we have a collective identity. And when you look at the collective identity of our nation, the one thing that's lacking is that pursuit and striving for excellence. Pursuit and striving for excellence. And the answers is right under our noses when it comes to excellence, but we may not have the strategies of what it takes to get there. And that's one of the challenges. Because when it comes to excellence, here's one thing. What is your vision? See, excellence starts with your vision. If your vision is 2020, that means you have perfect vision. Perfection goes along with excellence, right? And so if perfect goes with excellence, what happened? We ran into a buzzsaw in 2020, and it should not have been. Not if we were going for excellence. It was a perfect storm. The storm will be with the economics. The storm will be with the virus. The storm will be with the emotions of people. The storm will be with the news that's being put out there. It gets into our emotions, take away our desire to be excellent. That's what happened in 2020. Without a vision, the people wander. That means you're not going to move for excellence. You're not going to pursue excellence. The people of Israel had an opportunity for excellence, but they failed. And we in America are going after that same blueprint, a blueprint of lack, a blueprint of wandering, a blueprint of failure. We're not a nation that's confident anymore. We were confident when it came to the Olympics and different sporting events, and we knew that we were going to be number one because we pursued for excellence. But I'm going to tell you, from how it looks to me, I don't know about you, it looks like we're lacking in that area of the thirst for excellence, the thirst to be number one. We look at everyone else, we push our athletics, but what about ourselves? What about our children? What about our marriage? All those areas are places for excellence. We have alarming rates of single parents. We have alarming rates of fathers that are not in the houses with their children. Alarming rates of people that just are giving up on life and having struggles because of a lack of a vision. That's where the challenge is. Because if you have the right vision, the word says you're not going to perish. So what we want to do is take the word and put the word on trial. That's what we want to do. We want to put the word on trial. So putting the word on trial means to evaluate the word, to study the word, to interview the word, and to pull the truth out of the word. See, the good Lord says that He is the Word. And the Bible says, which the Bible is the good Lord, the Bible is the Word. And it says that the Word became a body, the Word became a person. You know, we have the ability to produce businesses with a word. We're speaking it, and we speak it to put it on paper. We take the vision, we make it plain, we write it, we put it on paper. That's known as a business plan. And that plan is designed for that area of perfection, that area that we were searching for, that area for excellence, that area for more than enough, abundance. That's what our goal is, and that's what the plan is for. Anyone that goes into business, their goal is and their hope is to do well. I know that was for me and Tammy. Man, we were coming out the gate looking to have income of over $1 million within our first 5 years. We had that kind of vision, and that's what we put on paper. Not only did we put it on paper, we pursued it. Now, did we get there? Well, how many people have gotten to the stars, all right? But there are some that's crazy enough to figure out the excellence of what it takes to get there, but yet they may fall short, and in falling short, you still accomplishes something that people before you weren't able to accomplish. And so that excellence starts from within. That excellence starts with me. I may not be excellent all the time, but I can be a role model. And when I'm at my best, that can rub off on others that are close to me. Because if I have others that are close to me that are just like me, because you want like minds, also you don't want to necessarily be the smartest one in the room. And I can say that with my wife. There are areas where I'm the smartest one in the room, and there's areas where she's shown up is, all right? And so what happens is I bring an excellence at what I do at my best. And when I'm on my game, I'm bringing excellence. And when she's on her game, she's bringing excellence. And when she's not on her game to bring excellence, and I see the excellence that's in her, I encourage her to be able to pull that out. Now, look, to get to that excellence or to pull the excellence out of someone else, that first level, number one, is to get to the understanding of compassion. That's number one. And the reason compassion is so important when it comes to excellence, excellence on its own is very frustrating. Excellence is very difficult because excellence, you got to put time in, you got to put work in. And so the person that's excellent a lot of times has a struggle in teaching excellence to someone else because one, they're so hard on themselves. They have that gift. That's why I like certain athletes who have an excellence attitude and is very good at what they do. When you put them in an opportunity to coach others, they don't do very well. Nope, don't do well at all. You can ask Michael Jordan that. You can ask who's else? Magic Johnson. Many who became coaches that were excellent at what they didn't do well. Some do, some don't. The ones who seem to do well are those overachievers. And now those overachievers may not have the skill set of someone that you can see that's excellent based on a skill set, but the overachiever thinks things through. That overachiever puts in the extra yardage, the extra miles. That's like Kobe Bryant. He was an overachiever and had the skills to go with it. I remember seeing a video where Kobe had the opportunity to take the last shot, and he was down in Miami. And while he was in Miami, he took that shot, and Kobe missed it. He walked off the court, looking back at the goal, and couldn't believe that he missed it. And where was he? Miami, was known as South Beach. And when the guys go there, man, they go to party. And so Kobe, that wasn't his thing. The story has it that Kobe put up 500 shots from that same spot of where he missed. He made sure if he was given another opportunity to do the same thing again, he was going to provide excellence. And his way of being excellence was to go there, practice, and get into that rhythm of doing it over and over and over. And you know, the thing about Kobe, and because I'm going back to the word of compassion, I saw some videos before he passed on his relationship with his daughter, and a daughter who was a very good basketball player. And what he had for her was compassion. She wasn't him, but he had compassion. He took time with her. He introduced her to other star basketball players and got her to pick their mind. That's excellence, because one of the things he realized that there's multiple ways to do this. There's more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. And so in that area of excellence, that number one area to bring forth is compassion. That compassion to listen, that compassion to observe, that compassion to have patience. And after you get past that area of compassion, you're going to next need to come to that place of encouragement. Here's an example. King David did not get compassion when he and his men made it back home. They made it home to this place known as Ziklag, and when they got there, they realized that all of their possessions, including their wives and children, were stolen. And so the men wanted to take David out. They wanted to shut him down. They wanted to kill him. And there's some translations that say David, even at that moment, got so depressed that suicide was an option in that moment. But what was missing was the compassion. And so I believe that David found that compassion within himself, and that compassion, I believe, came from his God. His God gave him an atmosphere of compassion, the Most High God. And when that compassion came, the next thing that David did was, the word says, he encouraged himself. He encouraged himself. Now get this. Compassion, encouragement. I have to have compassion with people because they may not have the mindset of excellence. And so I have compassion with them. I have to have compassion with people because they may have a sickness or an illness. And so I have to have compassion. The word says Jesus had compassion and healed them all. Wow. The compassion goes first, then the encouragement. If I bring the compassion out, and when I bring that compassion out, encouragement is going to be there with it. Because I know that encouragement is important. The encouragement will be, I believe that you're going to be healed. I believe that you will never be broke another day in your life. How about that? Now, that may be a struggle for some, but if I have the compassion to express that, to explain it, and to really believe it, and to show you that I believe it, to be able to bring in testimonies, to show you that I've walked through the struggles, I've had the trouble, and that through that process, my God provided for me. He prevailed. And in that, I prevailed because I pursued that thing known as excellence. And so in that area of excellence, in the process of going through that area of compassion, that area of when we encourage ourselves and encourage others. So the word said David encouraged himself. And as David encouraged himself, when you're encouraged, you have enthusiasm. That word enthusiasm has theos in there. That theos in the Greek is God. So that means God is in you when you have enthusiasm. And so when he encouraged himself, he had enthusiasm. So God, who was with him and in him, came out of him. When that happens, that is an environment. That environment is an environment of excellence. And in that environment of excellence, we find ourselves in a place where we have excellence, we're striving for excellence, and it becomes contagious. That's what the excellence does. It becomes contagious. It becomes a place of hope. It becomes a place of belief. It becomes a place of confidence because of encouragement. See, when I'm encouraged, my house is encouraged. It's rare for me to be down. I've been in situations where a person will say that they have cancer and they will share that with me. And there are certain times where, which is interesting, I will be encouraged. And that encouragement comes with joy, sometimes laughter. Now picture that. Someone tells you they have cancer and you laugh. That sounds rude. But if you know something and compassion is within you and the laugh comes out, because when that laugh comes out, there's a word to follow. And that word is a testimony. The testimony is, listen, I've been in this situation before and I've seen whereas the Lord, my God, will produce healings. And I believe because you said that to me, here comes the encouragement. I believe that he's going to heal you. Not that he could, not that he might, not that is a maybe, not that is a perhaps. No, that he will. See, that's authority. That's the compassion. And in that compassion, that desire to prophesy, all that comes in. And as that desire to prophesy, you're speaking a word. And you're speaking a word that has compassion, and you're speaking a word that brings encouragement. So the encouragement now, you're about to get your healing. The encouragement now, whatever your challenge is, you're about to be taken care of. Now, I'm saying that to you. I am striving for excellence. I not only am I striving for excellence, I am a carrier of excellence. Now, with me saying that, let me get this straight with you now. I may not participate in excellence all the time. We have our bad days. I may slumber, all right? But even in that, the Lord is patient with us. He's long suffering with us. And that same gift of long suffering, he wants us to have. And that long suffering is not that I am dealing with suffering myself, but I'm able to go with the long suffering of what my brothers and sisters are going through. I'm able to go through that long suffering. If a person was going through long suffering, which would be stage 4 cancer, I have been given a gift of excellence to observe that long suffering and with intercessory prayer, grab that long suffering spirit by the neck, slam him down into the pit, and know that my God has my back to bring the healing to that person's body. Wow, that's how that works. And so the compassion is job one when it comes to striving for excellence. You have to have compassion for yourself, meaning that you can't be hard on yourself. Sometimes we're hard on ourselves. I mean, I know people that are like that. My wife is one of them. She has her moments, man, where she's hard on herself. And I have to be hard with the compassion to get her straight. Yeah, I got to bring it. But what I'm bringing, compassion. What I'm bringing, not just compassion. Sometimes when a person is hard on themselves, they're not forgiving themselves for the errors. And me, I'm easy to forgive because when forgive myself, that is, and forgive others. But what I mean by that is that when I screw up, I can laugh at myself. Oh well, I just tried again. All right, and until I get it. And the area too, like when I used to play chess, if I made a mistake, even in a mistake, it cost me the game. I didn't get upset. What I did was I made sure I didn't make that mistake again. I went over it and over it and over it. And I said, okay, I won't make it again. And then sometimes a rare third time may occur. And see, when that third time occurs, I'm extremely hard on myself at that point to not make it again for the fourth time. And I can't recall making a mistake like that a fourth time based on that hard area. And so you practice that in that area of when you make a mistake. And another time too, in that pursuing of excellence, striving for excellence. I've been in situations where I will win, but I knew that I wasn't deserving of the win. Now, some people get an excitement about winning, but sometimes I know that I can win if I'm playing a game or something and I played bad and still won. I'm not excited about the win. I would go over it and I would look at it from my opponent's eyes, and I will see how I could have won if I was them. That's how I would break the game film down. That's how I would break the tape down. I would look at it. Because the thing is, the next time I come, I don't want to come slothful. I want to come hitting hard. I want to come correct. And it works the same way in the supernatural. Now, many people that I know don't pursue the excellence. They don't pursue the gifts. And I'm going to tell you, that's fine. And the reason I'm saying to you that it's fine, because everybody can't be David. Everybody can't be the king. Because they're not wired that way. That's not their calling. And so I have to have compassion for that bunch. There are some that has pursued for excellence, that came in and locked in with our ministry, locked in with me, gave phone calls, wanted to study and to know. Now, these are rare, but early in the gate, I had these kind of people that just came and just were like understudies. They pursued, and they were able to walk in the gifts as well. And then I met others that I know that, man, I can lock in with this person, I can help them, and it wasn't there. And I'll have the compassion, and it still wasn't there. And what I learned was, that's just who they are. And so now, what do? I still have the compassion, and I still have to encourage them, catch this now, where they are. You see where the patience is? And when I encourage them where they are, not to be who I am, not to teach them what I got, but to deal with them in their situation as a consultant. And so what am I consulting? That gift and that spirit of excellence and how to strive for it within your dimension, within your realm, within your mansion. For in my Father's house, the Lord said, there are many mansions. And I like to say it like this: many mansions, in my thoughts and how I hear that verse, is also many dimensions. And he says, I'm going to prepare a place for you. And that's the kind of place that he's prepared. And we have access to that now. That's right. We have access to that now. Now look, not everybody is flowing with that. Not everybody believes that. But I'm going to tell you, I believe it. That's why I walk in it. And for those that don't believe it, I have compassion, I have patience, I have long suffering. And when that person struggles, I have a warehouse full of goodies in heaven that my Father has given unto me to bring onto that person. See, that's the body. That's where the serving comes in. When you serve and solve problems, you're moving in a spirit of excellence. And after you go through the process, that compassion, that encouragement, David encouraged himself. Jesus had compassion and healed them all. And I'm saying to you, the encouragement comes through that. And from the encouragement, the next word that I want to give you, the number 3, is the exhortation. What is that exhortation? When you're exhorting someone, I like to say that word is a place of bringing strategies. That's how I use that word. Bringing strategies, bringing understanding. And like when David encouraged himself, the next place for him to go was to not encourage his men. They needed some answers. He exhorted them. He gave them the plan. He gave them the idea for how to go into that place called excellence. And so now they can strive for excellence. And in that striving for excellence, David and his men got together. And when they got together, they went out. They didn't know if the men went to the north, if they went to the south, if they went to the east, if they went to the west. That's like, look, you're right there in Oklahoma, and the men left. Now, which way did they go? Did they go up north towards Canada? Did they go to the west towards California? Did they go to the east to New York? Did they go south to Mexico? What did they do? Which way did they go? So he had the compassion because that's what got him through. He had the encouragement, got that, but now we need some exhortation. We need a strategy. We need a way. And the Lord says, go and pursue. Pursue what? He said, go and pursue and recover all. We're going to pursue that excellence. We're going to strive the excellence. There's a goal. There's a vision. What's the goal? We're going to get the people and we're going to get our goods. And so the compassion brought on the encouragement, and the encouragement brought on the edification, which was the strategy, and the word from God that said, pursue and recover all. And when David recovered all, he brought that all back, came back with the women and the children, the men came back, and guess what else? He had double for his trouble. That's right. Double for his trouble. When you are moving in the striving for excellence, double for your trouble comes, favor comes, the blessing of peace comes, miracles, signs, and wonders come. The ability to pray and believe that the dead can be raised and that becomes your reality. All that comes alive when you're pursuing the excellence of the word. Let me give you a scripture, and that's going to be Psalms 8:4. And the word says, when I beheld your heavens, the work of your finger, the moon, and the stars, which you have set in place. Verse 4, what is man? What is man? That you are mindful of him, or the Son of Man, that you care for him. What is man? That you made him a little lower than angels. You made him a little lower than yourself. But wait, don't stop there. And you crowned him with glory and honor. He crowned you with glory and honor. And in the glory and honor that he has given us, that glory and honor is mixed into that compassion. The glory and honor is mixed into that encouragement. The glory and honor is mixed into that exhortation. That's the blessing that we have. That's the blessing. That's a good place to say, I got the blessing. And that blessing that you have is that blessing of striving for excellence. I had fun with you. Thank you all for being here with us on this broadcast. I am Leonard Lewis Butler, and for my lovely wife, Tammy Butler, we love you all very much. But don't you ever forget this. Jesus loves you way more than that. I'll see you on our next episode. Enjoy.